again, and so he's getting hit with everything, not just fists.
We're getting hit with everything ringside.
I hope you have a good dry cleaner.
There is more blood over on us, I think, than there is on anyone else other than Munoz. But here he is, still standing in the 7th round. And it doesn't seem to have changed his strategy at all, as he's caught with a right hand by Porter, and maybe Munoz getting a little too self-confident despite the bleeding. Asking for more, still talking.
Shawn Porter showing a lot of composure right now, staying cool and calm.
This is a situation where a lot of fighters would get over-aggressive trying to close it out because of the bleeding, and Porter hasn't done that.
Come on, hit. Box.
You see the warning from Gary Ritter. Well, this has been an unexpected test for Shawn Porter, not so much as far as his boxing skills, but maybe as much as testing his discipline in the ring.
And that's what he needed, because they were not happy with his discipline in the Ray Robinson fight. So, perfect opponent.
And the blood starts to pour again. Good left hand by Porter. Munoz just walked right into that left as well.
And it was in combination.
Munoz saying, bring me more.
He just said to him, come on, boy.
What more can he take? We'll find out. He's asking. Porter appears ready to deliver.
Well, I think at this point, the only thing Porter could lose in this fight is the crowd.
Headbutt, I know it, can't help it.
You hear that? Another headbutt, and Ritter says, I can't help it. It's just really their styles. When Munoz comes forward, you're going to get those headbutts.
I can't tell. There might be a cut on the left side of Munoz's forehead.
There's so much blood coming out of the right side, it's hard to tell where the blood is coming from.
Nice job of boxing, landing, and spinning out the back door, or the side door, by Porter. Showing his speed here.
And the combinations back Munoz up just a bit. Oh, this is amazing. Another round Munoz has survived despite Porter dominating from start to finish.
Go around. I'll tell you right now, the car's coming around.
Got one on the other side now. Got one on the other side now. Let me see where that is. Yeah, I saw the headbutt.
Headbutt! You call those headbutts? Both of them, right? Hector. He's just cancer headbutt. Yeah, okay.
Oye, Hector. He's jumping in with his head. Oye, Hector. Hector.
Come on, man.
And we take a look at action from round 7. Watch for the butt. There it is, and that's what opened the cut on the left side of the forehead of Munoz.
Hector Munoz, according to most scorecards, I do believe has lost every single round of his fight. But I guarantee you he'll get a standing ovation from the crowd when this is over. Bleeding from both sides of his head after 2 accidental headbutts, one in the 5th and then one in the 7th, and he's still standing. Porter has him backed against the ropes, now trying to work him to the body. But Munoz fights off again. You know, we talked about this being Shawn Porter's 2nd fight at welterweight. Said he was a bit wild at the start of the last fight against Ray Robinson, went back to basics. And kind of broke himself down to really kind of start over as a fighter, which you don't usually see from an undefeated guy after a victory.
Yeah, this is a very talented kid. It's also a very young kid. You know, there's time to change the game a little bit, make subtle changes, but it wouldn't be if he was 27 or 28.
Turns 23 on Wednesday. And that blood begins to pour once again from the right side. It's really getting in the eye of Munoz. He's bleeding a little bit from the left side. That's just a trickle. It's a fountain on the right side. Porter, good combination to the head.
With the punches Munoz is taking flush at this point, Kurt, I don't see a reason the corner would not stop the fight.
I thought that would happen a couple of rounds earlier, in all honesty. And at some point, let him not take too much punishment. What's the purpose?
Well, you know, there's dignity in going the distance. I understand that, especially for a fighter like Munoz who doesn't have a lot of skills. But there's also a safety factor here. And if the referee and doctor doesn't want to stop the fight, how about the corner?
I mean, that cut on the right side of his head is literally pouring blood right now. And he catches a left hand from Porter. You can see him blinking his eyes. The blood gets in his eyes. He keeps coming. Porter keeps punching.
Stop.
Munoz still aggressive.
Pretty remarkable. Well, you know, this is the reason they took this fight for Porter. He had proven against Anthony Decari, who fought for a world title. Munoz had proven against Mike Jones, who is considered the best young American welterweight, that he's a very, very tough guy, and that's what Porter needs in this new division.
Final seconds of round 8. Munoz still standing, but he's having trouble seeing out of that right eye.
Touch the body! Touch the body when he's on the ropes, okay? Clean towel. Touch the body when he's on the ropes, okay?
Yeah. I got a towel right here, it's clean.
I got one right there. You're fresh, baby. Who's got the mouthpiece?
I got it right here.
You're fresh, okay? I need you to start pressuring him a little bit more after you start landing something on him, all right? You hear me? Okay? But not so hard to the head, hard to the body.
Bring your legs up.
This is action from round 8, and watch the heads. Boom. There's another one. That one, if anything, was caused by Munoz, who's been the victim more than the instigator.
Round number 9 of a scheduled 10-round bout. And when that initial accidental headbutt opened up that cut on the right side of Munoz's head in the 5th round, I don't think anyone thought we would be here. The blood has been pouring since then, but he has continued to fight as he catches a left hand from Porter and complains about another headbutt.
Doc, come here. Oh no. It's accidental. He's just got a whole bunch of head cuts, so I know. That's okay. That's another headbutt. Accidental headbutt. Right in front of the skull.
I mean, you can see this group's not in his eyes, and you can see that's another skull.
Okay, let me know. Okay. Time in.
He's got a 3rd cut now.
I don't know what the doctor's watching, because it was pretty clear the blood was going into his eye last round when he was blinking.
Absolutely. I mean, he's trying to fight one-sided because he can't really see when the blood trickles down that right eye. Now he's got a cut over the right side of his head, over the left side of his head, and in the middle of his head. 3 cuts on top of it, all due to accidental headbutts.
And they have been accidental. I mean, Shawn Porter's attacking, but he's not, you know, he's not butting him intentionally. Not that I can see anyway.
And Munoz continues to step forward, causing some of those headbutts just in his fighting style. Porter standing right in the box, delivering. Catches him over that right ear. Here comes the blood again.
Watch your hands, watch your hands.
Pretty ironic, Kurt. We have a fighter who can't see versus a fighter who was training blindfolded. It's pretty weird.
Well, Shawn Porter wanted Hector Munoz because he would be a tough opponent. He got it. Porter's won every round of this fight, but Munoz refuses to go down.
And Porter, to his credit, has a decent work rate for this point of the fight.
And still working the head.
I don't understand why this fight's still going on.
I agree with you. The referee has not stopped it. Gary Ritter. The ring doctors look at him a couple of times. The corner's thinking about stopping it. They're trying to find a way to stop it. They don't have a towel to throw in. They're asking for it to be stopped. Finally, Gary Ritter recognizes it.
Long overdue. Absolutely. There are people booing Kurt because this wasn't stopped earlier.
Your corner, I'll let you go on.
He didn't take his corner a while to stop it, even when they tried to.
Well, all they have to do is go in the ring, and it's an automatic disqualification. So that would have done the trick.
I ain't worried about that. You take care of this. That's right.
Wow, look at the length of that cut.
Well, you could see it when it was bleeding. And that's the first headbutt that cut him in the 5th round.
A little late for the Vaseline, huh?
Yeah.
I'll have to close these up for you, all right? You do them after the show. I'm looking at elbows real quick here.
Here's a guy who's got a lot of heart, a lot of determination. You can see he still has his wits about him, but it was just the bleeding. And he wasn't able to see. And I don't know if his corner did him any favors letting it go this far before stopping it.
No, neither did the doctor. Let's take a look at all the butts in this fight. There was one that was totally accidental. There's another. We're going to look at 5 altogether here. I don't see a single one where you can blame anybody, and you certainly can't blame Shawn Porter, not that I can see. You know, Shawn Porter's a short guy. He's always going to be coming up with his head. Odds are the opponent's going to take the worst of it.
And Hector Munoz is a guy who likes to step forward, so he's going to catch a lot of headbutts.
And after a while there, you couldn't tell whether it was a punch or a butt, but Munoz was taking everything.
And I tell you, he will get an ovation from this crowd because he fought and fought.
Yep. And because the butts were accidental, there's no way you can justify taking any points if you're the referee. I think the referee could have stopped the fight.
I agree.
And the doctor could have stopped the fight, and more importantly, the corners could have stopped the fight.
I think more importantly, the corners should have stopped the fight. Hey, let's not get lost in the shuffle. Shawn Porter did get the victory, won every round, and looked very good along the way to keep his record perfect. Let's send it up to Thomas Triber for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 2 minutes 5 seconds of round number 9. The blue corner advises our referee, Gary Ritter, to stop the contest. Your winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and new NABF